A few years ago, I made a video about Hanukkah. That was a pretty successful video, so I'll make another video about the Jewish history. The story of Passover begins in Egypt, where a Jewish baby boy named Moses was born. He was put in a basket and set down in the river that goes into the Pharaoh's garden. You may be asking why, but why would you do that? I'll give you the answer in a short way. They drowned all Jewish boys. You may be asking again, why? But why would you do that? I'll give another short answer. According to the Pharaoh, there's a prophecy that a boy would overtake the Pharaoh and release the Jews from slavery. And since Pharaoh was using them to build pyramids and make massive buildings for free, he didn't want that. So Moses was sent into the Pharaoh's garden and taken by the daughter of the Pharaoh. She was like, "Oh my God, Daddy, can we keep him?" And the Pharaoh was like, "Let's send him through the trials." So get this, Pharaoh tests if the baby is a Jew and is greedy and will usurp the throne from the Pharaoh. See what I did? I made a Doom reference. The Pharaoh puts Moses in the middle of coal and jewels to see if he was going to fulfill the prophecy. Moses starts going towards the jewels, so God turns him around and he goes to the coal and licks it, making Pharaoh think he's just a boy who can't do anything. So he lets his daughter keep him, and his daughter raises him, and when he's older, he sees Jews getting whipped. He sees the injustice of it, so he insults the whipper, and the whipper threatens him. Moses' stick turns into a snake. I'm not sure if it kills him, but it makes the Pharaoh angry. At some point, Moses runs away from the city and becomes a shepherd. Many years pass by. Moses is chasing after a sheep who ran away, and it leads Moses to a burning bush that's blue? So the bush is like, "Moses, Jews are going through some pretty bad stuff. It'd be pretty epic if you helped out." Moses is like, "Yeah, if it's epic." So he goes to the Pharaoh and says, "Let my people go." And the Pharaoh refuses. God sends a plague, making the water turn to blood. Moses asks again, and the Pharaoh refuses. Then God sends frogs into every Egyptian person's house. This goes on 7 more times, and he refuses to let the Jews go every time. Then the 10th plague comes, killing every single firstborn Egyptian child. To make sure God knew who to kill, the Jews put lamb blood on their doors so that the angel of death would pass over the house of the Jewish family and kill the Egyptians. So every Egyptian firstborn son got killed, and so does the Pharaoh's son. Moses feels guilty, even though they were killing every single Jewish boy. So the Pharaoh agrees to let the Jews go and they leave. You would too if you were carrying sand and being whipped your whole life. When they leave, the Pharaoh changes his plans and sends his military to bring them back. Not gonna lie, that's pretty not cool, dude. When they get to the sea, the military has caught up to them, so the Jews did what any sane person would do: split the goddamn sea. So once the sea was split, the Jews walked through the bottom of the ocean, which was now just land. The military tried to run after them, but failed and was crushed by the ocean. And then they escape. They get to the other side of the sea, and it's just desert. So for 40 years, the Jews walked through the desert, surrounded by clouds, which gave them manna. Manna! So while walking through the desert, the Jews made bread, but didn't let the yeast rise, which created matzah, and they did this on their backs. I think the clouds gave them shelter, or maybe it was manna. Apparently, manna is sustenance that God gave the Jews from heaven. Apparently, the Jews just asked for the food, and God just dropped wheat and flour from the sky. One day, they asked for more food, and chickens showed up. In the middle of the desert. Chickens! They got to the promised lands of Israel after 40 years. On Mount Sinai, Moses got the 10 Commandments. Baby raged about a cow who was brown, and then broke them. He received them once again, and I may read them out for you. Only believe in me. Do not say, "God damn it, dumbass." Saturday. Your parents are good. Do not game end anybody. Demonetized. Do not steal. I think I broke that one. NGL. Do not demonetized again. Don't be jealous. I think Passover is one of the weirdest Jewish stories out there. Stay epic, gamers.